Hey guys, I'm Anthony Bailey and welcome to Bailey Built, where we'll be taking you through all kinds of easy builds and tips and tricks you can do around the house. This week's video is all about the sofa table. It's a DIY sofa table for a new section we just got. It's going to be great, very easy to build, and inexpensive for the materials. Let's get to it. I was able to find the wood I needed for this project at a local building supply store. I've added the details on the board sizes in the description below. I took a few measurements of the area where the table was going to sit. After making a few sketches on paper, I went out to my workshop and began to transfer those measurements onto a stack of 2x3s that I plan to use for the frame. I made all of my cuts for this project on my dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. A scrap piece of wood and a clamp serve as a stop lock. This ensured that all boards would be cut to the exact same length. I ran all my cut boards through a sander to smooth out some of those rough edges. I clamped the table legs together using Bessie 90-degree corner clamps. It's a good idea to buy lots of these, as I always seem to find myself using them in a lot of my projects. I drilled pilot holes, then inserted 3-inch wood screws to lock them in. Pocket screws from the Craig jig could also be used at this point, but I found that the wood screws did the job. Next, I connected both sets of legs with a center brace. I added glue for the first piece on each side, then secured the rest with 2-inch finish nails. I used a scrap piece of wood in between each piece to give me a consistent spacing between the boards. After that, I gave it a good sanding with 120 grit sandpaper. Using a Skills circular saw, I cut the 2x12x10 board down to size. This could be done with a table saw also, but I found the circular saw a little easier to use with a piece of this size. After doing a dry fit to make sure everything fit together, it was time for paint. I use a Wagner Flexio series. It has multiple speeds on it and can spray water-based latex paint as well as stain. As long as you use nice even strokes, it gives you a pretty consistent finish and is much faster than using a brush. Latex paint also can be cleaned up with just soap and water. Now, while the paint is drying, I head back to start the tabletop. For this, I used an oil-based combo poly and stain in a mahogany finish. I applied 1 coat for the bottom, then 2 coats on the top, letting each coat dry for about 24 hours. I like to use the Rust-Oleum Clear in a gloss finish to seal my projects. It dries clear and also adds a level of extra protection, and on a tabletop, that can only help. I used a handful of 2-inch pocket screws to lock in the top to the base. The pocket holes give a sturdy connection and a pretty clean and professional look. Using a piece of fabric prevented the pipe clamps from leaving marks. I think it turned out really nice, a fun weekend project that you can do too. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, take a moment to pound that like button. Click subscribe to stay up to date on all my future projects, and if you have a project you'd like to see me build, enter it in the comments below. Thanks for watching.